So hello, welcome to Audio with Orko. Recently I was reviewing a lot of expensive stuff and the budget stuff that I am putting my hands on didn't really impress me that much. So I was a bit disappointed and it wasn't helping me to churn out more reviews every day. Then a company, a really unknown one, and they recently released their company, they recently authorized it, EarAcoustics. EarAcoustics sent me a message saying, would you like to try our new headphones? And I said, of course, yeah. They look pretty interesting. And I said yes, and they have sent me, and oh my god. So this is their headphone that they sent me. It's beautiful, isn't it? So this retails at $89, and but if you see the construction of the IEM, it doesn't look anything less than $500 or $600 IEMs. So it was a pretty interesting thing for me. They came with a pretty premium feeling box, although the accessories like the ear tips and the case that they are providing, this one, is not that great. So, and the cable also is very okayish too. I wasn't too impressed with the cable and the accessories, but what impressed me is the build quality. They are built fully with metal and they feel like flagship. To be honest, I have a thing in my collection right now. This is the new Let's Shorts Mystic 8 and they have a full metal build also, and to some extent these felt better than those. It's that good. And of course with the medals you can correct a lot of resonances and all. That's a different thing. We'll talk about that in the sound quality department. But for looks, aesthetics, build, they are simply killing it. Like, it might not be your thing, it's a bit too flashy for me too, but if you're into these diamonds and all, these are pretty beautiful IEM. Now coming to the sound signature, this has a bit of mild V-shaped, not mild, it was a pretty substantial V-shape, but the sub bass was a bit less and the mid bass was a bit pronounced. To start things off before the sound quality, I have to say that these are, I think, what SimGot is trying to achieve, but they can't. Like, this is a direct upgrade to the EA500 LM. I didn't like it that much because the bass was good, the treble is a bit on the metallic side, and the mid-range was veiled. The main problem with EA500 LM is the mid-range was pretty veiled with everything I tried with it. Now, coming to EarAcoustic STA High-End Max. I hate this Apple naming scheme, but I can do shit. So they have these two sections, SPA and STA. STA is relatively the budget segment and SPA is relatively the flagship and high-end segment. This is one of those two budget segment IEMs. They have one SPA high-end and I think this is SPA high-end max. The naming scheme is really bad, sorry. You have to upgrade your game with the naming schemes. It is a fairly open sounding IEM with a V-shaped signature to some extent. It has some good technicalities under its hood. It is not that much power hungry, but let's dive into the details or the objective analysis of the tonality of this IEM. The sub bass of this IEM is extremely good. It is textured, not very high in resolution, but it is very textured. It is amplified enough to give you the satisfaction of a bass head set. It's a bit loose on the decay. The attack and the decay are okay. They are not too. Attack is on the faster side. Decay is a bit slow. It has a very full and extended amplified sub bass feeling. Mid bass though is the highlight of this set, but it is a pretty much blunted. It has a bit of bluntness to its sound. It won't hit you that hard. Even if it hits you, it will leave the mark, or the decay will take a lot of time to convey itself. I haven't liked the sub mid bass that much as the sub bass. The resolution and texturing is not that much either. A bit of loose in control too, but the sub bass takes the whole area to show itself. It is very pronounced. It will hit you hard when the track will call for it. It's not something like if the track calls for it, it will only provide that. It makes every song I tried with it fun. So that's the one thing that I have to consider. And if you come to the lower mid-range, this is where I was surprised a lot. The lower mid-range is warm, it is lush, it is very full sounding. It is aptly warm to my ears. It was a bit of forward sounding than the rest of the track. It has very good resolution and details to offer. It is a bit dry on the presentation sometimes. Another thing that impressed me a lot is the dynamics. I couldn't believe that anything can sound this dynamic under $100 or $150. It is extremely dynamic in the mid-range. The upper mids on the other hand are a bit on the neutral side of things. Sparkle and shine are there, but not very much to satisfy those who are looking for it. Very detailed and textured to the representation. It never got fatigue in or something like that. It is tuned in such a way that when it meets with the lower treble, it might get sharp or a bit hot sometimes. It is not much, but it has a tendency to brighten up the tracks a bit. The lower treble is quite a bit hot around the 5 to 6K region. It is not overly hot that it makes it unlistenable or it can get peaky. It's not like that, but it is bright, and if you are sensitive to this region, this might sound a bit amplified. When the volume is under control, it sounds soothing, it has no problem, but when you crank the volume up really high, this might cause you a bit of trouble. But if you are not a very high volume listener, this is perfectly fine and you won't get any trouble with it. So this thing causes a bit of trouble to high volume listeners who wanted to listen to it for a longer time. But on the other hand, this region presents the details and the presence of a song, crunchiness that you might want in your songs. All of these are provided by this region with this IEM. It is extremely detailed and extremely high fidelity sounding. Like, I couldn't believe that they can pull out this much of resolution under $89 or $90 or $100. Upper treble is there, but not by much. It is airy, but I wouldn't call it a super airy IEM. If you are looking for air frequencies that much, it won't be that impressive or likable to you because it doesn't have a lot of air. But because of the treble being hot, it carries out all the presence, the articulation, everything with a great amount of definition and detail. In the song What the World Needs Now, air region characteristics felt a bit of uneven. I wanted a bit of more air with this IEM, which I didn't get, and I get why they tuned it like that. The upper treble is also might be the reason that the lower treble might sound a bit harsh sometimes at high volumes, but nevertheless the sound was a bit bright. It was mild V-shaped IEM. The sub bass was not amplified that much, but it has a great presence. The mids were there, and it's a pretty fundamentally good sounding IEM. Like, I was using Spectrumica at this point of time, and I was pretty blown up, even it being the under $100 mark. Now coming to the subjective part of the sound quality, it is a very spacious IEM. The space is not 360 around you, it's a bit squeezed in left to right. The stereo width is a bit high, creating a very large atmospheric sound stage. The depth is not much, so the vocalist and all will sound a bit forward in your face. Even though the stage is quite large, the projection of the instruments are like it is coming from an IEM. It's not like it is coming from headphones or speakers. It is kind of small, and we can expect that at this price point, and it is competing with something like SimGot at around $100-$150, and I see it as a big win. Coming to the imaging is pretty on point with this IEM. I was really impressed with the imaging. It can track the instruments, the special cues that it can identify and pan throughout the stage. Even though the stage is a bit 2D, it can do it flawlessly. The stereo imaging though is almost pinpoint and unheard of under $200. Like, the next upgrade in terms of imaging to me is the 81T. This IEM is extremely high in resolution. I was quite a bit of surprised with this IEM, that how resolving can an under $100 IEM can be at this price. To be honest, it is one of the most resolving set I heard under $150, and it is very detailed. The minute details of the tracks will be projected to you. It might be because of the treble is tuned in such a way that it will produce that, but the details, man, the resolution, everything with this IEM is in details and imaging is just pitch perfect for the price. Now, if we talk about the dynamics, as I said, it is very dynamic IEM, very transient. The speed of the transients is very fast, and I was very impressed with it. If you talk about the timbre, the drums are unbelievably good for the price. Violin is extremely articulated and nuanced, although it might need a bit of body to my liking, but it is very detailed, articulated, textured. And if you talk about the guitar is not that much impressive as the drums or the violin. The upper end, the crunch, the bite is there, but the body was a lot missing with this IEM. I didn't enjoy guitar that much. Piano on the other side is very average too. It has a lot of high-end textures, details, bite, but the body felt missing to me in pianos too. Saxophone though felt a bit lifeless and all. So although at this price point, timbre is not something that you will get a lot, so I wouldn't worry that much about timbre. Like, the timbre it is producing is miles ahead of anything I heard under $100, except the Kifine Clean. Clean is very well with timbre, so please do wait for that review. Now coming to the overall aspect, this IEM is very good. If you are into mild V-shaped, if you can tolerate a bit of brightness with IEMs, this is like this will be very good for you. Now, if I have to compare it to something, I would compare it with something like format, SimGot EA 1000 format, not with LM. LM is leagues behind of this, and this is better than LM in all fronts. If you talk about another IEM, let's just say EW300. EW300 has a bit of different approach to the sound. It was on the neutralist side. It has a bit of elevation in the extremes. This also is a bit better than EW300. EW300 is coherent sounding IEM, even though it is using a PZT driver, but this is like, it is more big. It has a lot more texture and all. Yeah, I'm simply blown away by this. I wasn't expecting anything close to this when I received this IEM. It's a pretty new brand, and I think it need the respect that it deserves. Please do check them out, and I can recommend this enough. Yeah, bye. See you at my next video. Peace.